like this adaptation.
Three superstar players, like we got Miracles, you know, Yatoro, obviously. When they get doomed, they're not the same player. They don't get to click buttons, and it doesn't matter how good you are. If you're stunned or if you're doomed and you're not allowed to press buttons, nobody, no matter how skilled you are, can play the game. So Centaur solves it, right?
Stampede away from the doom. Also, Not Me's clock has been left in the pool. He hasn't gotten his hands on this hero yet.
I'm curious to see if they go for a double melee offlane. It's not something that either team has really been favoring so far in this finals. People want strong lanes. They want to come in and fight you and contest the early game and not give you what you want and play a slower game. You want to start off on the right foot. So it will, you know, sacrifice a little bit of the early game if they go for the clockwork here. But I mean, we've seen how much Not Me can do on the hero. Yeah, okay. They just think he's just too good. Just give it to him.
He's just that guy.
There is still that chance, though, that Centaur plays mid. I'm not saying it's something that Spirit necessarily love, and Centaur is such an archetype of a collapse hero, but there is still that we don't want to fall into the trap of calling Spirit's bluff either about Lal's hero pool at this point in TI.
I'm going to call your trap, and I think you've been talking too much to Falcons.
Oh, my bad.
I really hope we don't get a Centaur mid.
I didn't say it was good, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility, absolutely. And, you know, that has been their MO for this series, right? They keep tricking us and Vision into thinking this is what they're doing with their draft, and then the last pick, they swap it all up. So it is obviously a possibility. But
Insane's putting it at 1%.
Yeah, I think I'm like the Dota Plus meter right now, where it's very far to like not happening.
Yeah, it's a very fair suggestion because that's been the story of the series, but the reason why it works so well on Falcons is because Malrine likes to do it. I don't think Laurel is willing to do anything, but would he be willing to do this for his team? It is so boring.
I mean, I feel like at this point we can't count him out, but I would think it's a Collapse Centaur. It's one of his signature heroes. He loves to play it. Vision also seemed to think that way because they decided to pick the Lifestealer. And Lifestealer is quite a high commitment hero. Once you pick it, it needs to have a good lane. If it doesn't, the hero just seems useless. So they think it is too. They commit to this lane matchup, and it is obviously a pretty strong matchup for Lifestealer.
Okay, and with this, it seems like they are somewhat committed to it being Centaur offlane, I think. I also think Centaur mid just doesn't scale that super well against Lifestealer, so they're okay playing the lane. And this is a lane where Satanic will have complete free farm. We've seen a couple of games now where Spirit's got a lot of pressure on Vision's safe lane, and Satanic does not have the freest game that he would hope for. And so in this game, he will have that great start. And TA also has a pretty good lane, I think, against Doom. It's a classic counter because even if you do him, he can just blink away because it goes on the refraction, and then you haven't canceled his blink yet. So I think both carries are set up for good games, which, maybe we get the epic anime fight. That's what I'm hoping for.
I do think that TA is a higher execution carry than Lifestealer, though, because she's been nerfed a lot on the lane, so she can't oppress the enemy offlaner the way that she used to, so the enemy offlaner will have more net worth than they are, and eventually, even if you can blink out, you get doomed. Dota gets really hard to play in that late game, especially when Doom gets that Congregations of the Deep with the Shiva's Guard. Like, at that point, that hero is so absurd.
Yeah, I always feel like once Doom gets to Shiva Zags, the game is over. I've been saying it time and time again on the panel, but we never get to see it. But it is an incredibly strong endgame timing. I will say TA against Coddle has quite a lot of things going for her. She's one of the heroes that can't get blasted in the lane. You just press refraction the moment you see the horses run towards you. It's quite a strong matchup in that regard. They have this pressure set up with the Winter Wyvern that can provide sustain to outlast any sort of damage that Doom can do to her. So I quite like the laning matchup for Spirit. And we've talked about it in the previous games, but this laning pressure for them has been really important in order for them to win these games. So for that regard, I really like it.
Yeah, she serves a purpose within the draft that we talked about earlier too, with healing lineups and how they're hard to break through. She is one of the high burst damage carries that can kill somebody before the Coddle blasts keep coming out and keep piling up. I do worry about if she isn't playing tempo. If Spirit are on the back foot this game, I don't have that much faith in the hero. But if they can win the lanes like they have been the last few games, it should be fine.
Yeah. I do see one weakness with Vision's heroes that they lack playmakers, really. Doom is quite farmy, Lifestealer is quite farmy, and both of their supports are heroes that want to sit behind another core who's making moves and cast spells. And so as of now, Spirit kind of knows the archetype of mid hero they want, and that can mean that you can pick a hero that makes that pick very uncomfortable or hard to lane or bad for any number of reasons. And it also means that once again TA will have a super free game because there's no way she can really die in this game, barring some last pick shenanigans.
And there's still Tango for Team Vision. The only counter would be the Winter Wyvern, but they need that Coddle combination. They need something that can play with Mirana's aggression.
I think leaving it is fair, though, from Spirit, because that matchup against Clockwork is actually quite bad. When he presses roll, you just press cogs, and it's very hard to steer, even if you've got, some serious driver's license. And on top of that, TA, when you're rolling in, she can meld you and just keep blasting you, as she's sort of a traditional turret. So it's not the easiest Pangolin game, but the Coddle helps with some of those problems.
I mean, the other deterrent is Wyvern, right? You have the triple melee core lineup, so it's high likelihood that if you're playing Pango, you're gonna have heroes close to you that potentially could get cursed with you.
Is Void Spirit pickable for Vision, Quinn?
Depends on the mid hero. Off the supports, yes, absolutely. Neither of them has very much lockdown, really. So if you can kind of dart in and out, you can get on top of the Winter Wyvern, and you're very hard to pin down. It is just not a very good hero right now. We've seen it picked before. Lornov played it once during the main stage, and it did not look super great. So it's got to be a pretty perfect game for that hero, I think, to pull it out.
Storm Spirit. Interesting. It's a brave hero into Doom. This hero can absolutely ruin your day. You generally Storm, of course you can keep zipping around all the time and you'll never get doomed, but that drains your mana really quickly. And this hero actually relies on auto-attacking a lot more than people realize. You kind of want to sit in the place, hit a bit, use the zip to chase someone down. You don't really want to use it to just stay invulnerable the entire time. And you can explain this a lot better than I can.
No, it's absolutely true, and I think it's a very underrated part of Storm. Storm is, for all intents and purposes, is just a right-click hero, and the zip is a way of getting close and getting far away from people. So if you can't stand there and hit, then that means you don't actually do any damage because just flying around doesn't do anything. You cast one static remnant, okay, it's a 300 damage nuke. That's not enough for a core contribution in a fight.
It is still, in a way, denying Vision being able to have a good cuddle combo from the mid in that Storm Spirit. You don't have an infinite amount of bans, so leaving it in, picking it up for yourself, even if it does feel scary playing it into Doom, it at least makes Vision have to think a bit more and end up with a Sand King last pick.
Yeah, the Sand King is just solving the issue of now you have a Storm Spirit, we don't have enough stuns, how do we deal with the Storm Spirit? And nothing really was left in the pool aside from this Sand King.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not the Falcons' influence that we talked about earlier, but we definitely see their influence on this final, right? The Sand King mid comes out, Malrine special. I do remember no one, you know, they obviously placed top 3 at last TI. Last TI was a lot about these Sand Kings and Earthshakers and this archetype of hero mid, so he's definitely played this before. He knows how the hero works.
He's like, oh god, mid Sand King again?
That's
So
how
I have to witness this.
There will be a lot of trying to draw the mid lane and playing off stacks. That's so much about what this hero is about. If he doesn't pressure you, it's very hard to pressure him. And so attacking Vision's triangle, potentially fighting these stacks, could be a big look for Team Spirit. But I think this is a game that's very based off skill. I think a lot of the early game, there's a lot of potential moves for different places. This one, honestly, is a draft that I chalk much more to being even than the other games. I think Vision has done a good job at pulling it back. And this is a game that I think it should be very happy with. Honestly, I think the draft is the best so far, and it's not super easy for Spirit.
When you talk about, sorry, very quickly, talking about invading that trying to take stacks, which hero on the side of Spirit is going to utilize that the best, and you're hoping he's going to be able to take advantage of it?
Probably anybody but Centaur. If you're doing well in lanes, just charge and get in there.
Yeah, I mean, this top lane, I think, is going to determine a lot. Whether how this TA matchup into Doom goes, I think will determine whether they can actually invade a triangle or not. And if they're able to do that, they're set up in a great position. And if they're not able to do that, I think it's quite a tricky position to be in.
I think it's very important for Vision supports to be able to enable No One Sand King and play with them, because Team Spirit supports have been running mid and playing with Laurel for the last few games. And if they can get some combos going with the Impale into Mirana Arrow, this game will be a lot more even than the last one.
So there's more faith then in the earlier part of what Vision have for themselves, but then the question is, because Spirit have already coined that they can play every type of game, every playstyle needed. Is that late game also still incredibly favorable if Vision just want to sit back and farm?
I think Vision has a much stronger scaling in this game than they've had in any other game. It's
Oh,
not
wow.
as cut yeah.
Fully agree.
All right, that is a lot of props to Vision then, being able to take advantage of that longer break there. But we are instead going to be talking to Spirit's coach, Mposhka, standing by with Slack.
Thank you so much. Yes, here with Mposhka. One more game. One more game to be one of the most legendary Dota players of all time. I just want to talk to you about how you're feeling right now, man. We're going into it.
A bit nervous.
A bit nervous. You, the GOAT?
No, of course. It's I feel like I'm excited, one more game, as you said, and I can believe in our draft. I see an idea, and I'm sure that we can win this game. So that's why I'm nervous, because they also might win. They also have some good idea in their draft. So we'll see.
May the best team win then. I did want to ask you about being a leader in your region. You've trained up so many incredible talents, especially when Satanic was starting off. I know that you had a big relationship with him. You raised him up from the ground. Do you regret that? Is that
Yeah, it's true.
Do you regret that at all?
What?
Regret making Satanic good?
I don't know what is regret.
Well, I'm sure there are no regrets going into this series. Thank you so much, and incredible to have you here. And we will get into that game.
Here we go. Game 4 time, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the grand finals of the International 2026. Spirit versus Vision, and the draft. They continue to excite Bog right up until the end. We're getting, honestly, maybe a couple of minutes that we have seen, but something that I didn't necessarily expect to see in this sort of situation here from these two teams. Lyle bringing in the Storm, and then this pick in response. No one. He's coming in with his mid-Sand King.
Very interesting approaches coming out from both sides. Lots of iconic heroes the teams do like to play with. Laurel, his Storm is one of his best. The TA, we don't see that many people playing it, but Yatoro, another iconic one for him. And talking about some of these supports, right? We have to mention them. 9 class, this time playing his Coddle. We did mention what he could try to do on the Marcy in that last game, but started to feel the weaknesses of it. His Coddle is absolutely amazing. And then Not Me, playing his absolutely legendary Clockwork. He has been a game breaker for so many different teams. He's just been able to do so much with this hero that so many other players haven't after some of these nerfs. So my big eyes are on those 2 players. Yes, the cores end up doing so much in these games, but my eyes are on the 4 positions right now.
I mean, all in all, what did these 2 drafts sort of say to you in terms of how the teams want to play? Are we seeing Spirit and Vision do something that they've already done so far this grand finals, or is one of these teams switching it up a bit more than the other relative to what they've played so far?
It's different drafts, but you can see some type of styles as both teams being like, we're going to have the late game. No, we're going to have the late game. Then you look this time with this Sand King last pick, it does seem like a fantastic answer to be able to get to this late game scaling, because they will have this chain stun that can come out. They have the Coddle that synergizes with it. And if he can get these big connections with his Epis, it's going to be able to bypass the Wyvern saves, bypass potentially that Centaur protection some of these heroes do, because it is that much overwhelming damage. So I quite like this pick. I'm not sure if it's going to fully end up working out, but I do like the idea that I see behind this thing.
Forward to see what no one's going to be able to do on it. He is a fantastic playmaker from the mid. Something a little different from him personally in response to what we've had from him elsewise on the mid heroes.
Bottom, Arrow will connect onto Collapse, and it's trying to trade back and forth, playing versus this double melee as the strength hero. Double strength as well too.
Let's see what Satanic can do. Had a very solid lifestealer showing earlier in this grand finals.
He's set up for success in this lane, right? He should be able to farm pretty consistent down here, unless Not Me does some type of crazy cosplay, which we can't write that off, of course, because of how nuts he really is on this hero. Spirits looked very good in their lanes, though. Across the board, every single one of their games, they're able to secure the free farm, especially for Yakoro, in every single one of those. And this looks like one of those where he is going to get away with that free farm. He versus a Doom and a Coddle. Refraction, incredible versus the Coddle Blast. And then just the Meld versus that Doom. Every time he walks in, he eats a Meld hit.
I mean, out of all the heroes that we have, which one would you say you sort of have the, not necessarily the doubts, but the sort of question mark about that might have a tough game? From what we've learned so far this international?
I would say it would be the Storm from what we've seen, but the lack of stun and control could
it should,
Laurel
that's the thing, right? It should be a good Storm game, but I feel like we have felt that in some of the other times we've seen Storm. It hasn't always gone great for the hero.
We'll see how much help he gets, because like the panel was talking about, something that Spirit's done pretty much every single one of their games is even if Laurel does struggle, they help him a lot. They'll send the double supports to be able to ensure that he gets off to a good start. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what Laurel can do of piercing backlines, finding the Coddle. I think we have similar type of strategy from both of the mid laners, where one, yes, he's a right-clicking core that's going to be scaling, that's the Storm Spirit, while the Sand King, he does the same type of thing where he jumps the backline, finds the Wyvern, while Storm jumps the Coddle. So this interesting dynamic between the two that has similarities. And we're seeing this already at this point, 9 class. They're not playing to win that top lane, of course, since it is this Coddle plus Doom versus TA Wyvern. TA Wyvern have a clear advantage. He's going to play the stacking game. So already getting those skills up, it's going to be fantastic for no one. He's going to do well in the lane, and then he's going to be able to back up and get those stacks as well. Very important to have that nice mid-game timing in. Vision, they did secure themselves with quite a lot of team fight this time around, too.
Last time round, obviously saw the importance of how the carry-to-carry matchup played out between sort of these Terrorblades and STEP. This time round, with the Lifestealer and the TA, how do sort of the timings come into play there?
Quite different styles. I haven't seen this matchup as much nowadays with the Aghanim's, with the Lifestealer, where you can jump inside of the TA, but in the past, for some time, TA just accelerates that much faster because you get the Nesso. You're the one that's setting the pace of the game. You're getting Roshan, and you're playing with a big advantage over something like Lifestealer. So curious to see how it's going to end up going down. Mana burn, it's starting to kick in. Not Me. As soon as he gets to level 2 cogs, he ends up just winning lanes that aren't supposed to win a lot of times. So Collapse, he's getting a lot out of a lane. Sometimes we have seen these Lifestealers be able to bully.
At the least, as the Lifestealer, you know, it's at least a carry that doesn't care too much. Sure, it's annoying getting his mana burned, but still able to lane, still able to sustain. Away by this pesky Clockwork.
Oh, absolutely. And looking forward to see what Ducalis is going to do. How's that mid-rotation going to look? He's going to be able to get the connection with the chain stun for the Sand King to get the kill on the Storm. That's how they have to kill the Storm. That's really their only stun combo. So they have to get it, to get that connection, and to finish off Laurel.
Look towards him, but look at 6 online. Not a lot that can be done with these two.
Doctor will be there, so no one will have mana. They'll have it essentially clearing out the wave. So this wave is going to shove into Laurel, which might secure Noah and the rune as well, too.
Dire's middle tower
A
is
couple
under
rotations
attack.
from the supports. This time it's Division with the supports in action.
He's actually ready to go aggressive on, and Not Me has the burrow strike into the arrow. Not Me will drop down the cogs, try and get out of this.
Actually protect him. Unable to find that extra connection. Can't go for the lead place through the cogs. Double D wards though to Kalis. Reading where these obs are placed from Not Me. That's 2 of them he's been able to grab. It's a lot of experience you get this early in the game. Like Rana.
He's in the mid, another attempt on Zalal. It's a lot of burst. Still, always going to be quite a tough kill to find here in the early stages.
It's a big deal that Dukalis gets this double obs board. He's going to be very high level on Mirana. This is a decent damage dealing support too, if you do get off to a good start. And he is crucial for this game to have that chain stun versus the Storm.
I mean, and that's going to keep this area of the map so safe for Satanic, right? In a game as well where it's not going to be the easiest to gank this lifestealer, right?
True. Trying to get aggressive here to steal the wisdom.
Going for the 7-minute play. Should be able to hold Dukalis off this. Indeed, notice finishing off Rue. We'll see them try for the play. Satanic coming in with the rage. Arrow on to collapse. Look at the Who stop on the 4-6 is there onto Satanic, but no one. He's here to help out. Lyle has to zip away. Cogs pushing back on towards Dukalis. He'll take him down. No one playing the Shrine of Wisdom.
Clever movement there from Noah. They'll be able to gain the double, and they also get the first blood for Doom, which, I mean, you wouldn't really expect in this game in the lane that he's been put up against, but because he finds the Wyvern on the side alone, this Doom is now level 6. Very big deal for Vision to have this type of start into the game. The Lifestealer's free farming, Sand King's off to a good start with stacks to go back to, and Doom now at this point overperforming what maybe he could have had.
Yeah, being able to make those plays on both sides of the map at the same time here, 7 minutes in.
Really like that move from No One. As Sand King, it's like the similar thing of the Monkey King of the old days where you just go to that, you know, you go to that shrine. How are you going to contest it? The Sandstorm gets popped down, it's way too much damage. Magnetic.
Not quite able to get the cog onto him, at least the first one. Would have maybe been close to threatening him here
He might
if they got the 2 connections. Yeah, he's super low.
He might still be in jeopardy here. Not Me is trying to close the gap. Panic to reach the movement. He'll be able to distance himself away. Oh, really? I mean, Not Me is stalking him. He's got another
to be a bit greedy here, Satanic.
Can he line him up?
Line up 1. Got to get the second, but the battery is sold. Oh, it's close, but he won't quite get it. Satanic lives. A good effort there from Not Me. Satanic ready with the dodges.
The Tactics had practice versus this minigame quite a lot here.
Rotation's coming in from Notice. He's ready to swing across from the top lane. Root looking pretty dead here, caught in the Sandstorm.
This is going to be a very farm
I mean, they're building up the kills here early, Vision. And they're going to be able to keep this coming in right. We're going to expect a lot of fast plays from No One, obviously, going for this Blink Dagger rush.
It's going to be such a fast pace that he gets it because of those stacks. He was able to just go back and clear. He finishes them super quick because he has this good entry into the game. 4-4-0. He can wait to go for the epicenter afterwards. Looks like once he's got the Blink Dagger.
Just a question of whether or not Lyle's going to be able to keep up with the tempo on the Storm Spirit, a hero that in some of these mid matchups has just failed to be able to do as much as the enemy hero.
And hard for Laurel, right, to set up ganks on these side lanes potentially. Playing into the Lifestealer, it's just not an easy way to go for these type of plays. You can't just go to that lane, gank him very easily. He's got the built-in rage. He's also level 6, so he's got the invest now too. So, yeah, it's eyes on Laurel, how he's going to react to this type of start here from the Sand King. Damage.
Lyle going to jump in. He does not have a lot of mana. The arrow comes in. Lyle's dead.
Oh, he gets baited.
He cannot make moves like that. A very aggressive play, zipping into the river. Even if they didn't catch him in the stuns, I don't know if he would have had enough mana to break away from them. That was a move gone horribly wrong there for Lyle.
These Storms have had trouble in this tournament. We've seen it time and time again. No one now even able to invade. They see a triple stack. They actually, I don't know if they saw it. He pulled the camp away as they did.
Right, if they do see that, that's quite juicy here for Vision.
No one at this point. He's going to have the Blink Dagger at one of the record timings that we do see.
He's crushing it here. Very, very nice pick, it looks to be so far.
9 class will get brought down here. Yeah, the early Blink Dagger could lead to a very early kill onto Yatoro as well, too, because we are seeing Yatoro, that pacing is there, like we were talking about. Think about the TA comparison to the Lifestealer. You do farm that much faster. You just have that built-in cleave, essentially, from your side blades to just juggle with. but the fact that the Sand King's gonna have a Blink Dagger so early, he could just go to that lane and throw the epicenter with the Sandstorm. Super effective school versus that refraction early. He's got it done already, Owen. Pressure.
Crazy timing.
Definitely gonna be on for Yatoro in this game.
That's the thing, right? For Spirit, I feel like they've got to put everything into just protecting Yatoro, making sure that he can stay on top of the net worth, because the offensive sort of moves against the Lifestealer, that option just doesn't seem to be there with the heroes they have. So they have to prioritize just making sure that Yatoro can stay ahead.
See how much Not Me can do. He does have the level 3 cogs now. A lot of times when I've seen him get level 3 cogs and level 4 cogs, he dictates and he breaks a lot of moves that a team wants to do as well too. Let's see if that's going to be the case. No one revving up the epi.
Scary part on the map here for Team Spirit.
Tons of pressure applied onto Laurel. They do have the Stampede in order to bail out versus some of these moves, like the panel was talking about, some limited stuns and control that can be there for Vision, but Stampede right now on cooldown. No one with this type of start too, the damage might be enough with just one stun. And the shock, I guess we have to say too, right? It can always be the refresh too, so they can get that secondary stun pretty soon afterwards. This tower's dropping.
No one threatening. And with the epicenter, if he sees a chance to jump.
So dangerous for Laurel to show. Revving it up every single time. Steps up a bit far. Will just commit for him. Not Me will be there to deter them. Try to protect them with a bit here. Hopefully level 5 though. Also 7.
No one is. He's ready to go. They'll have the corner brace to try and protect Not Me, but still a lot of magical damage coming out, and it just sets up for the arrow to connect. Lyle, low on the mana, tried to turn towards Noah, but another strikes there. They'll use the curse to give space for Lyle to back away from no one and allow Yatoro to move in and take no one down.
He's got the Deso finished up. He actually did not get a Deso stack from the hit. That was a little weird. Not sure why that happened, but
move there from Yatoro. He's cannot afford to let Lal go down there.
He's going to be the key to watch because he does have that big advantage. Like we said, the pacing from TA compared to Lifestealer, he can turn up a lot easier. Lifestealer, when he's got the Radiance, Panic can do a lot more. But looking at the level disparity too, they're giving Yatoro all the XP as well. He's about to be level 12, only 13 minutes in. Noticed? He's going to go for that drum shard build that we do like to see, hitting those ancients to get that farm. Hoping for a Black Dragon so he can get that extra farm. Looking to punish him. His speedy.
It's very hard to set up onto this Doom.
And I think the next time for no one, probably going to try to save this epicenter for a Clark. Sure, he got the clockwork, but ends up paying with his life.
Smoke move from Vision might catch Spirit off guard.
They want Yatoro.
Dire are scanning.
Plus, one going to be there with the Burrow Strike onto the bow for the arrow connection in on Yatoro. He did have the refraction up already, so a bit of protection, and the Stampede's there. Gets him away. Vortex over towards no one. Lar moves in, but he's completely out of mana. No one trying to step away. Notice, gets in, drops the Doom down onto Yatoro. Ducalis jumping in with the extra burst. Yatoro will tick out. He's going to try and bring down kills with him. Will manage to get Ducalis to die alongside him. But that is Yatoro gone. Vision bringing in the aggression around that top tier 1. They get away with it.
Really nice double stun. It looked close for a second there because he did get the refraction off before the initial stun and actually blocked a fair bit of that damage there. But good persistence from Vision. Slow down the TA, allow the Lifestealer to catch back up.
Satanic. Very, very close to having that Radiance timing, and that will allow him to start closing the gap in farm between him and Yatoro.
And he can show up to fights. He's got methods of...
Going to be able to grab him with the hook shot. Cogs connect. Night Glass go down. No one's going to jump in and try and take Brew out in return.
No one. Eating Cogs as well, too.
A lot of them. Now Burrow tried back up in a second, though, with this Arcane. He'll use it to get away from them.
3K lead at the moment here for Vision. Great moves around the map, and a lot to Ducalis. Watching his movements and the levels that he has early on this Mirana. Level 8 already. So he's got the good follow-up, the level 2 arrow, that extra stun, extra burst, and just max Starstorm. You're seeing the damage coming in from him. Spirit trying to react, but Cold Embrace is not going to be a save in this game. so much magic damage they have that goes through it. And in fact, it's going to set up some of these arrows potentially too. Notice, did get the RNG. Well, I say RNG. You're going to find the dragon most of the situations anyway. So he's got the drums, he's got the shard, he's got this built-in cleave now to increase the farm. And it's really nice to have this fireball as well too, versus the refraction, and to just farm from the side. You don't have to show yourself in these lanes. So Vision, your advantage at the moment here.
Miyatoro, how involved do you want to be now?
He has to be.
Blink Deso online. We're going to see him fight.
Yep. Has to be involved. I don't think they want to be falling behind here at this point. He is the strongest hero for his team on the map. And he does have ways to bail himself out. With the Blink Dagger now, with the Refraction, even if he gets caught by the Doom initially, can refract the Blink now beforehand. And they've got Stampede. Right now, Vision looking to be in a very comfortable spot in this game. And as the panel talked too, they have a great scaling draft this time around as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look at the net worth, right? All three of their cores absolutely on track to get that scaling going. They're very happy with this opening.
For the play.
One. Get caught by the dust, still able to break the distance over towards Not Me with the Boris strike blink. Shot away. Oh, won't allow him to actually live. They don't want to chase any further here for the Clockwork. Happy just pushing them off the tower. With the rotation actually from Ducalis and Satanic also joining here for this push, they should be able to bring this tier 1 down.
They try to burn mana.
They're going to see if they can try and find one of these supports, but Root able to fly over to the low ground. TP attempt here from Not Me will not succeed. Satanic has the damage to finish him off and keep this tier 1 tower push going.
Just Satanic sitting there like, you know what? You can burn my mana, but I've got a coddle. So whatever. Immediately comes right back afterwards. Get this pressure going. That feels like it's going to be a bit dangerous here for Spirit in these next few moments. A lot easier ways that I'm seeing Vision able to set up these aggressive plays, while for the side of Spirit, a lot around Laurel. And as we've seen, I don't know how aggressive he really wants to get. He can't just die in these stuns super easy.
Early days, but yeah, that 4K gold lead does loom over the heads of Team Spirit. Toro, got net worth still on the TA. He is going to have to do quite a lot this game.
Yeah. As you can notice, all three cores, like you said, are having this great game. Notice especially, I think this is the key one for me to look at, because he was counterpicked in the lane, and the fact that he's the top net worth for the team is a pretty big deal. This Doom is going to be very relevant in the game, and how tanky he can be in the front line too. He's able to get to the Shivas. They're going to have some limited damage for him.
Only so much Toro is going to be able to do, and will of course have to get this BKB first before he gets the big damage items online.
Absolutely needs it this game, just to say. If he doesn't go pretty much, yeah, this BKB is the next item, he will just continue to die every single time, so. Vision having a very nice mixed damage, multiple different cores that are having this good game. And a Carlet done, starting to invade the triangle as well now. And that extra farm from Collapse being a bit quiet this game. He is a Centaur, so it is much more of that farmy hero we know. Gonna go down that heart build. That does mean that the Light Stealer is gonna have a very nice target to feast off of.
Bilal, still gonna be a bit of time until we see him be able to really make the moves in these team fights. He's got a lot of catching up to do.
How do they protect him, right? That's the biggest thing. And just die to the burst damage that comes out with these stuns from the side of Vision. That's the Aghanims. It's the Aghanims already finished for no one. Dangerous moments for Spirit.
Yeah, the team fight's pretty terrifying around this Sand King. On me, he's gonna end up walking into an epicenter. Hook shot away, but Satanic looks to be there to finish him off. Maybe the Stampede will save him. Notice he's gonna try and jump forward with the fire laid down on the ground. Not Me will burn.
You can see the posturing from Spirit. They're like, as soon as they see the Sand King, they're like, we can't really fight. Epi was used now. They're seeing Notice trickle a bit deep. Trying to punish him. Unable to.
Trying to see if they can get some sort of catch up there. Thinking about going for Notice.
Our rune. Pick it away.
Won't want to do that now with the amplified damage rune on the Doom. Anything Notice might be ready to just come back in on them. He's got the blink up, Doom's at the ready. Play it safe though, stick to the triangle. They don't want to force anything too much here, Vision. They know that they've starting to build this comfortable lead across the board on all 3 cores.
And getting all 3 towers very early too, which is all important. You're playing versus a TA, you're able to limit the map, constrict where she can farm, and take away her ancients as well too. So Panic, he just keeps walking into the triangle, stealing that farm, not letting the TA get to that area as well.
Who could do anything about him?
Not much.
Only Yatoro really can threaten this lifestealer. The rest of Spirit, they just have to sort of watch whilst he gets this free farm, Satanic.
So for Spirit, I guess the timing, it's going to be that BKB from Yatoro and potentially just looking for that force fight, maybe forcing an objective, because they do take these objectives very fast, either that Tormentor or the Roche. Roche, of course, more important for these teams. Collapse now does have heart, very tanky, but as said, there is percent damage in this game. The Infernal Blade going to be very effective versus that heart. Same thing for the Lifestealer with the Feast. And again, they'll get the Shrine. So,
not making, tries to hook shot away, but does not make a successful connection. He'll go for the TP out. They're ready to put a stop to that. It's not me. Dead again. Meantime, no one. Gone pretty deep for this. Yatoro's going to look to fight back. Will kill no one off.
Massive kill. Laurel finally able to find him. Bottom side. Oro joining in. They're looking to pressure Satanic a bit here. It's hard to close for it.
Yeah, he's got the infest if he feels pressured.
Moonlight as well too to be able to reset. We'll be fine. No one though. Does get caught. That's a massive kill. They're able to find onto him there to slow down some of that momentum that Vision is building. Still in a very comfortable spot though. We're seeing that Storm struggle.
It's just, how do you catch back up as a Storm? Because it seems like that's something that so many teams have struggled with when they end up in this position with their Storm at the bottom of the core net worth.
Good question, Owen. Got the shield rune. This could protect him for that next upcoming fight. That little extra barrier. Vision though. Blink unnoticed. BKB as well.
We might be ready to make an aggressive jump here.
Notice is having an insane game, Owen. Top 2 net worth still at this point.
Go for him. Straight in. Forest strike into the arrow is all that's needed. Lal continues to suffer. Not Me's going to get dove here up to the tier 3 by Satanic. He'll tick out to the burn damage.
Seeing the struggles here for Spirit. They're starting to get blink daggers. Okay, Collapse does have it picked up here, but limited ways for them to make these moves. Limited ways for them to respond. BKB is done for Yatoro. When they've got the 5-man up, could look to see them go for this type of fight. But again, the team fight advantage from Vision is very apparent.
There's so many ways to focus Yatoro right. When all of this net worth for Team Spirit is kind of being focused on their TA, notice is going to be going for every single time in these fights. If they can just take Yatoro out of the fights, it's going to be quite some time until Team Spirit have some sort of team fight to match that of Team Vision in these team situations.
Talking about him. They may just go on him here.
They get and with that, the Stampede is there. He's got the BKB, so we'll be able to get away from the Notice. He's going to try and chase, but up to the tier 2's a bit too much. Notice will have to back off. His BKB comes to an end. He'll get punished. Spirit, no. They have to be there. They'll allow Yatoro to get out and to have a chance of finding a big kill in return, and they get it.
And that's the biggest move so far here for Spirit. That's 2 massive ultimates used. Yatoro lives. They could force something here. Do they have the opportunity to go for this Roche? We'll see. The positioning isn't great for them because it is on the top side right now. So it does feel like Vision will have some time to be able to react to this, get their ultis back up.
Because this is, of course, one of the classic counters to the Doom, right? If you have that Stampede at the ready,
one of the best.
Yatoro's going to be able to run, because we talked in the draft, right, about the lack of control. It's pretty much the Sand King. If you're not hitting the Burrow Strike into the arrow, you're going to be able to run with the Stampede.
They'll go for Tormentor. Go for the easier ones in a more favorable position for them. Stealer, he can just go for Manta, go for ACs, he's playing versus that minus armor. Natural build-up for Satanic. He is very far forward right now. They might look to set up for him.
I mean, obviously feels that he has ways out of this with Rage, Infest, immediate Rage there as Collapse tried to get the jump in on him. And
they shot for him as well too, so have a Raging well. He knows
he's going to be fine. Yeah, straight into the Mud Golem with the Infest. He'll zoom out of there. Collapse is thinking about chasing, but it's such a hard kill to go for, especially when he's on the retreat. There's going to be time for back to be around. You just cannot commit for this kill.
Boom gonna be coming back up in 20 seconds. Epi is back and at the ready here for no one. Look for a fight again, no one. Not me.
Just trying to make the work of the clock.
Business. Don't find the kill on TA earlier, but still looking to get very aggressive here with these timings.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Back online here. That's this time for Doom.
Tier 2 default.
Ready for no one.
Just walk up and clean that one out. Gonna have the plate mill or the hyperstorm for the next fight. Set up the top, Carl.
Is under attack.
Panic here.
Such a tricky kill to execute.
For the majority of this game, it's gonna be that case until they do have a hard, either a silence or a hard stun onto him. A Hex, it's gonna be difficult for them to bring down this lifestealer in most situations.
Almost just requires Satanic to overcommit and dive a bit too deep, but those sort of mistakes he doesn't really make.
Notice plate mail not picked up for him, so a lot safer. Nice lead at that 5 to 6K. Hear it. In the area around this Roche. We're all gonna start committing to that MKB. To that radius.
That is one of the things that might be achievable even when they're behind right around your Toro's TA. They could try and find an option to sneak into the Roshan and take it down.
Absolutely. They have good ways to bail heroes out. If these connections aren't out of vision, that stampede could be just key. Making a decent recovery though, Owen. I've seen a lot of these other storms just completely falter at this point. He's getting close to having the BKB himself. Only a couple thousand behind that Sand, so his scaling is continuing.
And in these team fights, what's Lyle's job going to sort of be here? Who's he looking to sort of commit with under the cover of the BKB and just try and disrupt the team fight playout?
I want to say it's the Coddle that he wants to jump, but it's not easy, actually. I'm looking at the itemization here from 9 class. He's been quietly farming on the side here. He is not an easy grab. Ghost Scepter, Force, Holy Lock Hit. It's going to be difficult for Laurel to focus fire that one, so we'll have to see. I mean, Laurel might play more of a defensive route where he just plays where wait for Vision to overcommit, and then you're just defending your Toro. We'll have to see what he does.
Toro, the farm continues to fly in very close to having the full MKB on top of the BKB, so he's gonna hit hard, Toro.
He is, but it is a lot of pressure onto him, and it's versus that Doom. So in some of these fights, he can just get erased if he's not super careful, and if they don't just use everything to bail him out.
Stupendous!
A pretty clear advantage, and as we were mentioning earlier, their scaling is very strong this game.
Laps trying to do his best to keep up with the cause.
He's farming well.
He's not too far behind. And he is going to be very, very tanky and can obviously go for this Aghanim's pickup just to try and put everything into keeping your Toro alive throughout these team fights. And ideally allowing your Toro to go for the more aggressive items after the MKB and indeed trying to get this Dragon Lance upgraded next into the Hydra's Breath. They need your Toro to do all of the damage.
Interesting pickup, because I think what it is he's trying to save the slot as well too, right? Because he doesn't want Pike. He just wants all that hard damage versus this triple tanky core. He needs to deal the majority of it for his team.
Yeah, I mean,
I can get it.
It's just going to be much more value, right, in terms of just having damage on the TA. He can pretty much rely on Rue and Not Me to pick up the 4 staffs. They're both queuing them up. So you're going to have that positioning coming in from your supports. You can trust in them. And as the carry, you can afford to go all in on the offensive build.
9 class set up Bill here, Not Me. We'll just get right on top of it. Both Scepter's there, but the nice hits onto the side.
I mean, he's making them work for it. Backup's coming in, and notice he's ready to jump over to Not Me.
I think 9 class is going to be a massive issue this game. He's super farmed, and jumping him and getting him in the back lines, it just seems very difficult for this team. he's able to get to the point where he has a Hex too, that's where Laurel and Yatoro
Radiant's
are in
middle
jeopardy.
tower
Because we
is
said the
under
catch
attack.
provision, a little lacking.
I mean,
If you
that's...
get a Hex.
Yeah, that's... And he's well on the way to it.
He's very
He's
close.
got 2,800 gold, ready to start building towards that Hex. That pickup's going to be a nightmare for Spirit to deal with.
Yeah, I'm feeling some scare for Spirit in these next 5-10 minutes or so. Let's see what they can get around Yatoro with this MKB timing. BKB also finished for Laurel. Times he's going to pick up.
The one. He's thinking about making a jump. I mean, him and Notice could take
Radiant's
someone out of the
middle
fight
tower
pretty
is under
easily.
attack.
Hard to do, though, if they don't make the jump on to collapse when the Stampede's up, as we've seen before.
They also don't want to mess up the move here, because if they do mess up a big team fight ultimate, it could just be Roshan for Spirit. So they do have to be very connected when they do get that connection from no one, to have the arrow follow up, and without the Moran idol. Very tense moments here in this game.
Or has to play this.
I feel like the maximum deaths you can really have in this game is like 2, max 3. Because otherwise this lifesteal is just going to be able to catch up, outpace, and just have that nice matchup versus them where they have all this gap closed. Vision, AC is done. Their little small armor items also for no one. Getting closer and closer. Toro, how's he getting toward that Aghanim?
He's getting close.
He's getting close. All about protecting Yatoro.
Yeah, collapse. Once he has that. As long as he's not getting jumped, and honestly, for the most part, he probably won't be. Unless they sort of... Because they don't really have easy ways to find and sort of control the Centaur right at the start of a team fight. Collapse,
Sure.
he's always going to be able to press Stampede in these team fights.
He could die to the overall like AoE damage that comes in that sometimes
But
happens
he's so
during it,
tanky.
but he is very
Dyer's
tanky
top
currently
tower
at this
is under
point.
attack.
Might be difficult for them to break right through it. They do have percent damage. That Infernal Blade, Life Stealer hitting him, it'll build up very quickly.
I mean, maybe that's the thing. Is that actually who Notice is going to be looking for the most in these fights as this Doom? Are you trying to jump the Centaur to stop those sort of saves coming in with the Ags, with the Stampede?
I think he'll save the Doom probably for the two target, but just hitting the other ones can be very successful. The Roche, it's dropping.
I mean, they used the Stampede aggressively. Hook shot in for not me. And indeed, they'll be able to finish that, Roche. Team Spirit not able to make any sort of jump into the pit. Not me gets caught outside of it, so Vision, they'll get a kill, they'll get the Roche. They've got the Aegis ready to play with for the next 5 minutes on Satanic.
And you can deny the Roche away from a TA. A hero that wants to play with that Aegis advantage in this type of matchup. Very heads-up move for Vision.
They're running straight towards Tora.
This feels like a hard one for Yatoro to carry. It's not the similar one where he's this terribly, this super late game carry that has the edge over the opposing carry. The Lifestealer matchup, when he's on even footing,
It's
very good. You want to be quite ahead on the TA when you're playing in this matchup.
Very, very difficult times here for Tora.
Yeah, Satanic is fully caught up, not dying at all in this game, having that lane freedom as well. Jump forward, notice.
He's not going to be getting away from this.
Very dead.
Vision, super easy for them to make these
And
pickoffs. Both supports gone. Nobody can really come anywhere close to Vision right now.
This might be the roughest game we've seen from the Clockwork, from not me. He's got 10 deaths. Unable to find connections with this hero.
He's going to try and jump in. No one was thinking about going back in on this with the Epicenter. He won't for now. Collapse backs up with the Ags.
Hollis forcing the lane is as well.
They've got so much time to apply this pressure here, Vision, with the 3 minutes of Aegis. Onto the tier 3 top, though. Get the fortification out of Spirit.
9 class, the Hex. It's 80 gold away. I don't know if they're going to expect... I mean, they see the items that he has, so they're going to have to...
But it's going to be brutal. It's what do you do against this Hex on the Coral? 9 class, he's always going to find a way to catch you.
Might be able to just pop some of these heroes before they get the BKB off, potentially. No one will be able to find amp damage as well. Shivas is about to finish for him.
They're going to try and do something. It's into the Aegis. It's a risk, but they feel desperate right now.
They've got the Ags from Collapse, so eyes on him to get that workhorse onto Yatoro if he does get focused onto.
At the same time, Team Vision, they've got the Moonlight up. Sneaking around the map themselves. Getting up to the high ground here, Satanic.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Show, so
attack.
Spirit have a decent amount of information, but can they actually fight this despite the gold deficit that they're at?
Can they access the backline? Do they see 9 class? They get left on him.
They're going to try and get the jump in front of it. See if they can take him out. The curse comes out, locking the 3 of them down. the Infest. Satanic keeps the call alive. Vision, they won't lose anyone to that attempt there from Spirit.
Now Satanic, he's on Yatoro.
Toro has any sort of help to get him out of this. The Stampy's already been used. Try and run, but the BKB's about to come to an end. They've got a force hit from Rude to try and save Yatoro. Satanic's going to still chase on. No one catches Not Me here in the river with Ducalis. The workhorse is there. Collapse under the tier 2, but Satanic is going to dive on forward. Collapse will go for the TP out, gets out just in time before Notice comes in with the tendrils.
They try for a desperate move. They find the backline, but there's so much healing. Gets the Infest off onto him. They get the extra bailout as well, too, when he gets the Holy Locket. Look at that heal.
I mean, it's one of those situations, right, where you want to kill the Kotl, but at the same time, it's just so hard to take 9 class out at the start of the fight, even if you're getting the jump on him.
Dire's middle tower.
TB was used there from Laurel and Yatoro. Don't have it for the defense now. Still an Aegis on Satanic onto this high ground.
And they push him back. Tier 3's gone.
Dire's middle tower.
Collapse. Gonna try and see what he can find at the side. They get the Vortex on the one Satanic. The damage coming in for Yatoro. Gonna be fine. Gets in with the Infest. They do catch him with the Sun on the way out, though. That's him gone once. Spirit, can they set up to take him down a second time? Hook shots there. Into the damage. They bring him down low. He's able to put the Manta running away with the Moonlight, but they've got him. They take out Satanic.
And they chase for more.
They need to try and find more from the Spirit. An opportunity presents itself. They cannot let it slip away. Zip 4 from Lyle. Look at the 9 class. He's got the Ghost Step. That doesn't matter. Hookstop, Vortex. They've got the control. They'll take the Kotl down.
Ooh, they punished some of this greed from Satanic. He felt like he was unkillable, but his team started to split away. He didn't have all that backup. Great opportunity seized there from Spirit.
Big defense there. They lose the tier 3, but the barracks, they'll be protected. Spirit having a chance now to play out onto the map. A good window as well. 50 seconds almost here without 9 class or Satanic in play.
High ground a bit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tower dropping. Connection on the side.
They get the hook shot. They're going to be able to catch Ducalis outside of the base.
Dude, Arl.
Another one here for Spirit.
Arl is getting the connections here with the Vortexes. 6-2 and 4 now.
Despite the deficit that he's at, I mean, he's still at a point where he's got more farm than no one on the stat sheet now, and he's making more plays. They'll get the onto Yatoro. Collapse. He's in with the save though. Bale slew Yatoro out, and will be able to take him away from the Doom.
They fought back on Ducalis as well, too. If Spirit's able to disengage.
It's a full retreat. Everybody's getting out alive on Spirit.
Oh, the spell casting from Spirit. Absolutely beautiful. Winter's Curse to disengage. They know what primary target number 1 is. It's Yatoro. Just make sure that he's protected, and he can potentially still do it in this game. Swift Blink getting pretty close.
I mean,
he's got that
the money.
Yep, he's got that 3,500 advantage. He's got that full item now. Over
do you spend up for the Swift Blink or do you hold for buyback?
I think he's buying. I don't think this is a game where you can hold your gold. I think you want to be playing with that advantage gold immediately.
I mean, I like it, and just full trust in Collapse to be there with these saves. Keep Yatoro protected at all costs.
They've slowed down quite a lot of that momentum from Vision. So they were able to deny that Aegis away from the side of the TA. They ended up denying the Aegis away from Satanic, from him getting too much out of it afterwards. Spirit, level 25 now has been hit. This 25 talent is pretty busted, 0-2. Any game is winnable when you do have this talent this early. That meld hit bash could trip Satanic up massively.
They absolutely can. Suddenly, Rage is not enough to keep you safe, and you're not always able to get that quick jump in with the Infest if that bit of an interrupt comes in through the bash.
Arl, Conjurer's Catalyst now for him too. His scaling is increasing.
Find no one here out in the map. His way back to the mid, but they're going to see him. Not me. Able to get him with a hook shot. The Conjure down and put the BKB. Try and get away from this with the Burrow Strike. The Curse is there to hold him in a position. Yatoro closing in upon him here with the Stampede. Jump.
They got no one.
They bring no one down. Dude's going to get dropped on towards Collapse. Hex is there on Yatoro. He's been surrounded by Satanic and Notice. He'll try and get away with the BKB, but he will fall as Vision can take Yatoro down this time.
And the Doom
is going to continue to run. He's going to tick pretty low. I think he's dead. Oh, the last tick gets him. Notice.
You had said before, do you actually doom the Centaur? I think you actually do doom the Centaur. Seeing that positioning there, Yatoro is very aggressively postured. They doom the Centaur. He can't bail him out when he overextends.
I mean, absolutely right. You take him away from the fight and suddenly Yatoro is left vulnerable. And again, spend up for the Swift Blink. 70 seconds, no Yatoro here for the hold. Vision, they might not have no one, but they have the damage here with Satanic at the front to try and take a lot away from Spirit.
They chase so far for that kill. They do get punished this time. The rack's now exposed.
The mid rack's gone for sure. Tier 2s are already completely gone, so the other lanes are open as well for Vision.
They're going to stick around, at least until the TA does start to come back, because they have 40 seconds without these two cores.
Yeah, just without Yatoro, they have nowhere near enough damage to threaten Satanic at all as this life stealer. For the top lane. 30 seconds still. Now Yatoro. No, one back in plays, ready to TP over to join the rest of the team. Notice, he's in with the jump, they get the catch on, and not me's in trouble. Another fire thrown down on towards him. We'll try and use the hook shot to get away. Cold Embrace out of force. Separated from Satanic, but Satanic, he wants to keep pushing for the kill. What's the Manta to tank him the battery assault? He might just die in damage of the illusions. They'll get him back to the fountain. But Vision just pushing Spirit away from the barracks. They'll respect the fact that Yatoro is coming back into action, though. They won't overstay their welcome. Vision, they'll fall back.
And it pressing forward here with that life stealer. Now back in that even net worth, has this item as well too coming out for him. We'll see it again, that last tick. Literally the last one, and it overkills him by 4 damage, if I'm not mistaken there. Just ticking for 66 per tick. Vision potentially looking to close it out if they get a big catch here.
I mean, they know very likely, right, from that last play, that buyback is not an option for Yatoro, and he's still 500 gold short of it.
Okay.
So they know there's a high likelihood that because he spent up and didn't have the buyback for that defense, that he's still in this situation where if they kill Yatoro, the game's going to be over, and we're going to be going to a game 5.
Laurel has a Lincoln to be able to block.
Notice, make the jump. They're finding not me first. Same time to Carnage struggling towards the back line. Surrounded Yatoro, but there's the save. Collapse comes in. He's got to get him out of it. The curse will hold back no one to notice. They'll take Yatoro back up to the safety of the high ground.
Side blades there onto no one. Did use the BKB during the war curse, and can't actually attack during it this time. It has to just run away, so the defensive bailout from Spirit, they can't get any type of aggressive potential out of it there. And there's still a Doom available. Notice does have it at the ready.
Oh, they're trying to strike again.
Oh, I like this from no one too. Goes for the Basher after the Shivas, that extra bit of control that could potentially flip the TA, or even the Centaur, right? Like when he's trying to bail him out, it might hit him with the Bash if he gets lucky. All eyes on Yatoro and Collapse.
That's going to go in aggressive on a Notice. Notice sends forward to catch him with the hook shot. He'll get the BKB off Notice. He's going to run. They turn. They try to draw the dude down, but the Linkers is there. Cold Embrace keeps Lyle safe. He'll be fine for now. Satanic is going to push on towards Yatoro. Yatoro getting forced back to the safety. He'll be able to get out with the blink, but Collapse, he'll suffer for this. Ticking down to the Doom. He's gone for 80. And Satanic, he knows without the Centaur to be around to save anyone, he can get back on the aggression.
Laurel has no BKB, Yatoro has no BKB for 20 seconds. Oh, force aggressive.
Egg to the force. Satanic is stepping up. No one's in with the force. Go to the bottom. They'll take Ruel. They've got the stone control onto Yatoro. He's gone. He's got the buyback gold available here. We'll use it straight away, Yatoro. But Vision, they're taking them down one by one inside the base. They'll look to Satanic, but he's able to back up, continue the push onto the barracks. Spirit, they've got to try and hold here with just the 2 of them. Vision.
2v5 with an epicenter available.
They're ready to go for the mega creeps. No one. He's ready to go for the kill. He's challenging up the epicenter. He's in with the jump. They get the opening on towards Lyle. They've got the lockdown. Lyle to fall. He's out of the buyback. They're onto the tier 4s here, Vision.
Oh, and I think we're blessed with that game 5.
I think we might be. And the tier 4s are going down. Yatoro's going to try one final stand here on his own, but the entirety of his team are gone. The power strike there, catching him after the BKB into the arrow. GG's called. We're going to a game 5 here in the International Grand Finals. And Team Vision coming with some beautiful moves here in this game 4. And my goodness, it was just too much for Spirit. Spirit, we saw them coming with a pretty good strike back around these saves from Collapse, but you saw the adaptation from